You know, there's a part of me that almost wants to say home sweet home. I spent a lot of time here in Borealis. You guys gotta understand, me going through the Alliance content was like almost around the time when the pandemic started. And then as I said, once this character is the one who got pulled into actually doing endgame content, everything changed for me. And this is the one that did a whole bunch of the BFA content, like, especially on the Alliance side. So, like, a lot of the Alliance stuff you can get unlocked, I have unlocked on this character. In case you're wondering, this is also the one that has a lot of the, like, the Heart of Azeroth for this character. Like, you look at this. Look at the essences. This is the character that I unlocked all these essences with. I got them all to rank 3. Well, except for this one, but that's the War Mode one. I didn't care about that one. So, yeah. I also got my max level Shroud of Resolve, because this was the one I was also doing, like I said, Heroic and Mythic Nyloth content. Yeah. So for BOD, I showed you the entrance on the Horde side. For the Alliance side, it's actually right here. So there's the, of course, the main hub area, the market. This is the Alliance ship that has that stuff, and there's Jaina over there. We'll be seeing you in just a bit. And hey, look, there's Asa. And then right over here at this ship, you can see this is the entrance to BOD for the Alliance side, where we are about to get on the ship to head towards Zandala. So, like with my Horde character, I've disabled DBM to make sure the cutscenes don't skip. In case you're wondering, this character is a little geared. She's 494 with the full 4 set for the current season, so, you know. Oh, hold on. I forgot to put this on. So, I forgot to put the helm enchant from Amirdrasil on this helm. A lot of people, I don't know how many people actually don't know that the more powerful your helm piece, as in the higher item level your helm piece is, the more you'll get from your helm enchant. As in, the stronger your helm piece is, the stronger your helm enchant will be. So I just realized I forgot to put that on there, so she's 494. I think she can handle this raid. I think she can solo it. My other Demon Hunter that you just saw was 516.
You like?
So, anyways.
Fish jumping right into our nets. Go! Go!
Those ballista will be firing any second.
Continue our approach, Captain.
Aye, Lord Admiral.
Lady Proudmoore, the mission was a success. Our stealth agents are clear of the area.
Thank you, Spy Master. Hi, Tinker. Are you ready?
I'll activate our surprise just as soon as we're in range.
Now.
Steady.
Incoming!
Hi, Tinker! Calvin. No.
So this time we're doing this from the perspective of us invading the city, as opposed to us returning back going, oh my gosh, what's happening? We're here leading the charge. Invade!
Excellent work. Our feint in Nazmir drew the bulk of the Horde's forces away from the city.
Secure the harbor and prepare to move forward, Spymaster. Remember, our objective is to destabilize the Zandalari and take out Horde targets. King Rin wants to avoid civilian casualties.
I like that Shaw actually used blade dance there.
Time to deploy our simian friend. The Horde won't know what hit them. Unleash the beast!
And there goes Grong. So, right away you're noticing a difference, right? A different tone compared to what was depicted to us as Horde. For one thing, they immediately establish that they are here to not kill. They want to just destabilize the Zandalari to make them unable to be good allies for the Horde. They also want to apparently take out Horde targets. I'm not entirely sure what, I would have been like, Miss Proudmoore, could you elaborate on that, please? And of course, Anduin didn't want civilians to be caught in the crossfire. Why would he? If he found out that, say, Gen was killing civilians, I think at that point Anduin would be like, okay, Gen, out. Get out. But they already just sent Grong out. I want you to remember that for later. Remember what we saw on the Horde side with Grong? Keep that in mind later. Now, you'll notice, oh, hey, there's some, Zandalar priests and such here.
You trespass upon sacred ground, outsiders! You will not defile Zuldazar with your filth!
A troll paladin. Now I've seen it all. Protest all you want, but you appear to be outnumbered.
The light of the Loa is all the strength I need. Face me!
So, Champion of the Light, except this time instead of Dark Iron Dwarves, it's Zandalari Trolls. Now, first of all, I'm not sure why Shaw says, oh, a troll paladin? Oh, no, I've seen it all. Shaw, this is not something new. Why are you acting like this? Like, seriously. I would look at Shaw and be like, Shaw, why are you being a bit of a a-hole right now? There are moments he has that in BFA where I was just like, Shaw, what is wrong with you, man? But in case you're wondering, this fight is not really different at all, except it's just Zandalari Trolls instead of Dark Iron Dwarves. You'll even notice she's on a different mount this time.
For Zandalor!
Otherwise, this fight is basically exactly the same. You'll notice the consecration.
3, 2,
The
1.
light judges all!
Yep, same wave of light issue if you get hit by it. You don't want to get hit by it.
Guide me to the other.
All forces advance. Establish a perimeter. I don't want any surprises.
We have little time before the Horde return to the city. Keep moving!
2 times in a row, Dawnbreaker drops and I can't collect it.
Press forward!
Oh, War Within's warband system can't get here soon enough. And don't worry, you'll be taken care of in the other side. In fact, I'll talk a bit more about that when we get to Rastakhan.
Soldiers,
Defend our sacred city. Halt the enemy advance. Zandalor forever.
Breath of fire.
So yeah, rather than us fighting through a bunch of Alliance forces trying to hold us off from reaching the other forces, we're seeing the perspective of, oh, hey, a BOE. We are seeing the perspective now of us having to fight through a huge chunk of, because of Zandalorian forces trying to prevent us from invading. I mean, we even have a Brutosaur here to face. We get to fight a Longboy. With furious merchants on it.
I need a target.
You know, it'd be one of the greatest, like, pleasant surprises for me. If ever I got a black market container and a Longboy was in it. That would be like one of the most amazing surprises I could ever get. Apart from, say, somebody gifting me a Spectral Swift Tiger. You know? Like, I know it happens, but I think it's even possible for that to show up in the black market, but there's Grong. On his way to go fight the Horde heroes fighting their way back.
I'll hold the Zandalari back! Heroes! You deal with this pair of Horde thugs!
Well, well. The Alliance's greatest heroes, stumbling their way into the heart of the Troll Empire. I fear we can let them proceed no further.
On my homeworld, I leveled countless Lightbound foes. I have been eager to do the same to these rivals of the Horde.
Then let us teach them a lesson, shall we?
Gen just hopped over there like, I'll hold off these Zandalori, and yet he's over there just standing doing nothing. So, Jade Fire Masters again, except this time, I guess I'll go ahead and read the Champion Light one. Rawani and her troops are the first line defense against the Alliance, sworn to lay down their lives for their city. Standing together, they empower and heal each other while fending off the incoming invaders. So this time, the two monks that we get to face here are, though, I guess the question is he a monk or is he a fire mage? Well, anyways. To the untrained eye, Mara Grimfang and a Thanos Firecaller may seem like a mismatched pair. The truth, however, is that their coordination is second to none. Their combined assault is powerful enough to level the most formidable foes. So we get a Blood Elf and a Maghar Orc. And remember, she was referencing what happened in the Maghar Orc quest to unlock them as an allied race. Remember what happened? Yarel? Harmonious spirits. Life forces are balanced.
You face the Dragon of Draenor!
You will burn to ashes!
Oh, you're the Dragon of Draenor.
Behold the flames of the Phoenix!
The elements will break you!
Living Bomb, of course.
Phoenix takes many forms!
No quarter for you!
Time for the maze. Although apparently she already got killed. That's why she's just kneeling there. You could speed this up and add, like, the Benny Hill music. I think it'd be fun. It'd be funny.
Will be broken! Be on guard, champions. I sense a rising darkness.
One Samdi!
Oh, my. Does the mighty Rastakan need old One Samdi's help yet again?
Aid us, or you will be the lower of a ruined kingdom with no one to remember your name.
Rise, fallen ones. Zandalar, be ours forever.
It seems the Banshee Queen isn't the only one with ghouls in her arsenal.
No surprise in her choice of allies. The Zandalari deserve their fate.
Yeah, I feel like that's a little unfair, Gen. But then again, Gen doesn't really, he hasn't really been thinking all that clearly for quite some time. I mean, after all, the only thing that he wants is to kill Sylvanas and destroy the Horde. Because they followed Sylvanas. At this point in time, as far as Gen is concerned, if you followed Sylvanas, you deserve the same fate that she does. Regardless, it doesn't matter what else, that's the bottom line for him.
It is too far away.
And again, I've said this many times. I don't really blame him for feeling that way. It doesn't make it right.
I need a home.
But I understand why he feels that way. So remember how the Horde had to face Grong? Like, when he was healthy? And then what BOD Zombie did to him after that?
Rostakon's magic has turned our own weapon against us.
He was a noble fellow who deserved better. Heroes, do what you have to, but please be merciful.
So yeah, the Horde faces him first, kills him, Bwonsamdi brings him back, and now the Alliance has to face him, while right now the Horde heroes are facing the Alliance version of the Jadefire Masters. So, the thing is, this fight is not quite the same as it would be on the Horde side, because now this is a literal undead gorilla, so he has a bit more of a different mechanic, such as Death Knell, Necrotic Combo, and Deathly Slam. So he's got a bit more undead to his mechanics and attacks in this fight for the Alliance compared to what it was like on the Horde side. So, he'll also have some ads show up. Also, do you notice where we are? So this is where you're going to see a literal continuation of what we saw when we became Alliance characters on the Horde side. So there's the Spectre. It does empowerment. Whoops. And in case you're wondering what that does, it basically increases his death energy. And The reason that's relevant is because once he gets, you know, high energy, well, maybe you'll get to see here in just a moment. Yeah. I got it!
We need these beasts knocked out of the air! Where is Mecha Torque with that new toy of his?
Did someone call for an airstrike?
I hoped I would get the cloak on Grong, my Alliance character, and I got it. There we go. Alright, so now we are at that point you guys probably saw. Where we...
Hi, Tinker. Fire when ready.
Stand back, heroes! I'll get you inside the pyramid!
Where we swapped over from Horde characters to Alliance characters once they reach Rastakan's throne room. So now we're basically going to be doing the next 3 fights like you saw. Opulence, Council, and Rastakan, just as our regular Alliance characters. However, you're going to notice some differences compared to what was depicted to us by that Zandalari troll in the throne room.
I need to target something first.
And I'm telling you guys, when I did this on my Alliance character the first time,
I'll stay out here and keep the skies clear.
I was like, huh, I am noticing quite a few differences here compared to what was depicted to me as a Horde character.
We've already scouted these halls and disarmed the Zandalari defenses. Our way in should be clear.
I'll try and speed this up a bit because I was already trying to show you guys the fights a bit earlier. So you've basically already seen the fights. Now I'm going to try to just kind of go ahead and speed this up. Plus this character is not as geared as the last one, so it may take her a little longer to kill some of these things.
Horde power.
Not that 494 is anything to, like... You know, she's got plenty of pieces that allow her to really burst this guy down, so...
Monsters! How could you destroy something so glorious? It's true what Sylvanas says. You Alliance goons ain't got no souls!
So yeah, those rubies sell for 42 gold.
Expect fierce resistance from the Zandalari. It would be wise to set some traps to cover our flank. Keep going. I'll catch up.
I am a little confused as to why it's saying... I mean, unless it's saying that when I went through this on LFR on this character, that it didn't count. Which I guess is possible.
I need a target. I don't have a target. I'm out of range.
So it's basically the same fight. By the way, there are a few different pets I could actually get from this fight, which I've never gotten. So let's see if I can hopefully get these.
Gift of wind.
I join.
My hunt has ended.
How can...
The storm. Of course.
No pets, unfortunately. Alright, now to see what was actually said to Rastakhan by Greymane compared to what was depicted to us by that troll. And this, again, when I first experienced this, I was just like, oh my gosh. Like, I felt like I was just like, I don't know, had the wool pulled over my eyes or something. It was just kind of like, oh my gosh, what I was told was wrong. It was a lie!
The throne room lies ahead.
We have struck a decisive blow against the Zandalari. Let us hope their king chooses to surrender and spare his people further harm.
I need to target something first.
You notice that drastic difference, right? How different the tone is from them. Just as an Alliance character compared to what it was being depicted as. And I keep bringing this up because this is why I tell people you've got to play both sides of the story. Because otherwise you are literally getting half the story. And half of the story really messes up your view on how things go or happened. Now listen to the difference in what Gen says here compared to last time.
King Rastakhan of Zandalor, on behalf of the Alliance and in the name of King Anduin Rin, I hereby request your surrender.
You, an exile without a homeland, you dare invade these sacred halls and demand that I turn my kingdom over to you. The Zandalari built an empire that would endure for over 10,000 years, while your barbaric ancestors scuffled in the dirt. We conquered this world. We brought it glory. You are nothing. Merely the latest in a long line of savages seeking to undermine our greatness. No, I will not surrender. Because no matter what happens here today, Zandalor will stand long after your alliance has crumbled to dust. But if you are so eager to meet Bonsamdi, then step forward. The lower of death awaits. Zandalor, forever!
So be it. Heroes, you know what must be done.
Isn't that just incredibly different? Such a drastic difference. And I remember sitting here after hearing that for the first time, and I was just like, wow. Imagine players only having one side of that and never getting both sides. How messed up it would change their views on the characters, you know? Like, think about how drastically different that changes your view of Gen based on which one you hear. But again, this is not something new that I realized they've been doing this since the Burning Crusade. You have to play both factions to get the entire story.
You do not face me alone, invaders! You stand before the finest defenders of Zuldazar. My loyal subjects! Bonsam, the Alliance invaders have struck down our people. Aid me!
What you be raising such a fuss about, Your Majesty? Old Bonsam ain't gonna let no outsiders take your throne.
Alright, I'm gonna try to make sure I don't kill Rastakhan so fast. I'll just kind of like whittle his health down a bit here and there. I've got a couple of dots on him.
Away from my presence!
Flame of fire. Flame of toads.
Got a couple of dots on him. I'm hoping that they will just do enough, but I'm really trying to avoid killing him too fast like I did last time.
Burn for your crimes!
Death's door. Plague of fire.
Bonsam, you are my lower! Honor our bargain and strike down these attackers!
You be mighty demanding, Rastakhan. I'm gonna give you the power, you see.
Such strength! Now you will fall!
Okay, so this is the part I didn't show you. When he gives him the power of death.
Of a lower suffer in agony! Suffer in agony! Suffer in agony! Suffer in agony!
Come on.
Suffer in agony! No! The darkness!
Plague of fire. Plague of fire.
Suffer in agony!
It is too much to control.
Suffer in agony!
Come on, keep the dialogue going.
Suffer in agony!
Death's door.
Suffer in agony! Suffer in agony! You would be wise to flee! Suffer in agony! Suffer in agony!
He's supposed to say, this darkness threatens to consume my soul. I must be free of it.
Plague of fire. Plague of fire.
Suffer in
Death's
agony!
door.
Come on.
Suffer in agony!
I wonder if it won't trigger the dialogue because I can't go downstairs to deal with Bonsam,
In agony!
which would be a real shame. Because I want you guys to hear the dialogue at the end here.
Suffer!
Get that dot on him.
Suffer in agony!
Death's door.
Suffer! This power, this death, suffer in
Plague of
agony!
fire. Plague of
Oh, there it is. It is a curse. It's not a curse. It is a curse, not a blessing.
When he sided with the Horde.
We can savor our victory back in Borealis. It's time to get our people out of here.
Everyone, head to the ships!
And he's like, what have I done? I would look at Shaw, and I would be like, you call this a victory, Shaw? Really? You think this is a victory? But then again, they weren't exactly... How do I say this? Because they were facing Sylvanas, they were in a win-at-all-costs kind of mentality. So now we head to the ships. So this is now where we can make the Alliance's version of transitioning to the other faction for the last few fights of this raid. So on the Horde side, we had one of the Zandalari in the throne room tell us what happened. Well, Tandred?
What do you ask of House Proudmoore?
Let's make way.
May the seas guide you home.
So now we kind of flash forward. And hey, look, Anduin's here!
Wounded. Mekatork on the brink of death. What went wrong again?
The attack on Zuldazar was a success, but the Horde caught up to us as we retreated.
We have a witness who survived the battle, my king.
The Grand Admiral fought bravely, as did the High Tinker. But the Horde attacked with such rage, such fury.
Champions, speak to the survivor. I want details on what happened out there.
So now, we talk to Ensign Roberts.
I'll tell you what I know.
I saw everything. Stay calm. Just tell us what you remember.
I'll do my best to tell you what happened. It started when they saw their king fall. The Horde hoped to pin us between their pursuing champions and the forces holding the docks. But they didn't count on the High Tinker. He gave us help from the skies, while gnome forces aided us on the ground. Until Gallywix showed up.
So yeah, these are what our Alliance characters look like when they become Horde. In, you know, very Horde garb and such.
Let's go, Tinker Boy!
I need to get closer.
What all the gold and glitter you want? Your inventions are still cut-rate trash.
Alright, this time I'm just going to go ahead and try to quickly take him down. Because I tried to show you guys the fight last time. Let's see if I can quickly get him down.
Face the pinnacle of gnomish technology. Let's see how you handle. Let's put that Horde into soup. Failing. Not looking good.
There goes the escape pod. Into the ground. It flew off that way. Oh, no mount.
The High Tinker fought bravely, but in the end, it wasn't enough. Thank the tides he had one last trick up his sleeve to carry him to safety.
What the... Okay. I want to know two things. First, how could you let that pipsqueak get away? And second, why don't I have an escape pod?
Enough! That's one Alliance hero down. But I want your blades soaked in Proudmoore blood. Move!
By the way, I just want to remind you all that Gallywix is voiced by the one and only Darren DePaul, aka
The
Reinhardt.
Legion fought bravely to get us out of there.
Hold this ground, 7th Legion. We need to get our ships away.
Hold your ground!
Leaving so soon, Shaw? Oh, what a pity. I've got an arrow with your name carved into it.
We'll cross paths again, Blind Caller. I'll see you dead or in chains before this war ends, I promise you.
The Horde troops were relentless, bloodthirsty. But our Koltiran forces weren't backing down.
I need this blockade broken and these docks secured.
You should have never challenged the might of Koltiris, Horde scum!
We're not here to taunt them. Focus on the ritual. We must ensure all our people make it out.
Oh, we will. Doesn't mean I can't enjoy myself while doing it.
Put a stop to whatever ritual those Koltirans are attempting. And quell their blathering while you're at it.
It is too far away.
So again, just gonna try to quickly get through this. Because you guys saw it. I showed it to you, you know.
You'll never escape the sea's wrath! Tides will make you pay!
Tides! Carry me!
Catastrophic tide.
Embrace the rising tide!
I believe that's also Darren's
Catastrophic tides.
I used meta there a little unnecessarily. A one-handed axe, it looks like.
That's when the Troll Princess returned, with blood in her eyes.
Princess Telangi, the Alliance be using their Sea Priest mojo against us.
No! Those butchers are getting away! Helm! Bring us to the docks! By the Loa, what has happened here? The Alliance invaded our city and killed our king. The wounded need my aid, Captain. Take these Horde champions and pursue the murderers. Bring me the head of Jaina Proudmoore. It will be so, Princess. Heroes, come aboard!
They had me stuck in that thing.
Farewell, friend of mine.
How you doing, man?
Lord Admiral Proudmoore was as gallant as they come. She offered the Horde every chance to turn back.
Consider this your only warning. Turn your vessel back to port and look after your dead, or you will soon join them.
I have heard of you, Jaina Proudmoore. The little girl who betrayed her father and lost her brother to war. Failure is your family legacy.
If you know so much about me, Captain, then you would have been wise to run while you still had the chance.
You will pay for your crimes. All hands, attack!
Have you noticed that this Koltiran sailor has not told something that was inaccurate? compared to the Zandalari troll. Like, everything he's telling us is exactly how we saw it happen on the Horde side of things. One of the major differences between what the troll told us and what this Kultiran sailor tells us is what Gen said to Rastakhan. That's one of the major differences. Other than that, he's been basically telling us exactly what happened.
The sea answers my call!
When it looked like the Horde might get the upper hand, the Lord Admiral turned the tables.
Visual in touch.
It can't end like this!
Huh! I actually got to skip that whole entire thing.
Captain.
And that's how it happened. Lady Proudmoore was the bravest hero I've ever seen.
Thank you, soldier. We will see that the Lord Admiral's wounds are healed. Champions, thank you for all you've done this day. We cannot reward you enough for your service. No doubt the Horde will seek reprisal for their losses. We must make ready for what is to come.
That's hilarious that you can actually just quickly BAM! I wasn't sure if maybe they were going to have something in there where her health stops going down and you have to do the next phase. I mean, if that's the case, I think what I may end up trying, because I said I haven't tested doing these on Mythic yet. I'll probably hop back on my other Demon Hunter at some point to really try and go through these and try to take them down as quickly as I can on Mythic. Because I'm just so curious, you know? I just cannot help but be curious. So now you have seen how this raid is kind of depicted in things when it comes to, you know, each faction.
A just cause is always worth fighting.
You actually get a more accurate depiction of what really happens if you play Alliance compared to Horde. Horde gets a more biased point of view, whereas Alliance actually gets a more accurate point of view. It's like, the sailor didn't tell us anything that was wrong. So, by the way, after the raid, you probably saw this in my... You can actually go ahead and see this in my BFA Alliance playthrough. After we do that raid, we come back here, we turn in the quest, and everyone's like, oh my gosh, Jaina, you're right. She's like, I'm a little, you know, roughed up, but I'll be okay. I'll be fine. So, yeah. Anyways. That was the Battle of Dazar'alor. A very interesting raid from them being able to do it from two different ways. Though, again, it's the part about the inaccurate, like, points of view and such that kind of irritates me. Hold on a second. Okay. Alright. For those who don't know what those are, if you see the little Murloc head above them, that means that's a brand new player. And I can only see them because I have my characters marked as a mentor type of character. So I can see them, some other players can't. Here's the thing though, sometimes I'll see a bunch of those in places like Stormwind or especially Orgrimmar, and then I check the trade chat channel and they are the ones who are spamming all the stuff, the WTS stuff. So let's just say if I see a bunch of Murloc heads these days, it's usually a spammer. But anyways, when we return, a very interesting but also controversial raid that came out not too long after this one, which has big relevance going forward, especially as we are about to head into the War Within. And it's especially relevant if you have done the quest. Now, I have done the quest on this character, so I couldn't really show it to you here on this character. However, if I can find the quest and get it set up, I can actually show you, like, the end of that quest when it happens. It does take a little time, though, because what ends up happening is you have to... So first you have to do a world quest where... Hold on. Let me see if it's actually up. I don't think it would be up right now, especially on this character, because I've already done it. But there's a world quest where you get a... Oh, here it is, right here. Nagatak. Unsleepable Mana Pearl. You go and do this. This will give you the opportunity to acquire a special thing you can turn in. That leads to you finding Xal'atath, the dagger, which then leads to her getting her new body, and then she takes you here. And that's where she leaves and says, we will meet again, and Azoth basically delves into your mind to try and, like, plant himself in you. And that leads to you then going back in for the Crucible of the Storms raid, which, depending on which faction you're doing, has follow-up even more so, which leads to Eternal Palace. So, I've actually shown those already on camera, so I may not. I may just go head on in. The question is, who do I do this on? It's a little easier to do this as an Alliance character because the entrance is right here. If I'm on a Horde character, I have to make sure that my character can actually get to Kul Tiras. You know? And then, you know, make my way up here, which, considering we can Dragon right now, it's not a big deal, but still. Anyways. When we return, the Crucible of the Storms. Stay tuned.